Hi, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning by my time. It's 11 47 by my time right here in Nigeria. I'm currently in Nigeria. And you can see on set, you can see my humble self and also the executive director of Seed Engineering. Is one young man who understands the onus of his job, and currently he has his trademark on numerous numbers of massive projects right here in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. And for those people who follow up on our project, you'll have seen him in one of our videos in one beautiful four-bedroom duplex right here as well in Benin City, Edo State. But behind us this morning, you can see a five-bedroom duplex. This is a five-bedroom duplex, and in no distance time, we'll be taking a tour on this five-bedroom duplex. But first, before we do that, Mr. Seed, the executive director of Seed Engineering, please say hi to everybody on set.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Engineer Edwin Ediale and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Seed Engineering and Construction.
Wow. And so, if you want to build anything, this
Anything
man
construction.
is got your back. Trust me. All right. So, very quickly, sir, the project we have here,
Yeah.
from foundation to the parapet stage, how much do you think it will cost me to have such a project?
Okay. In our present day Nigeria, we are always quick to say that so that you won't come and hold that against me next year when
Okay.
things would have changed.
All right.
In our present day, you will need about 16.5 million
Wow.
to get to the stage we are presently,
From
from
foundation
foundation
to the parapet
down to the
stage
parapet
for this five
for this five
bedroom
bedroom duplex.
duplex.
Yes.
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. I think it's actually affordable. Why?
Yeah.
Because considering the inflation rate
Exactly.
and the prices
Of
of building
materials.
materials right now, one would agree with me that a bag of cement that was sold for,
For less
I
than
think,
3,000.
less than 3,000, about
It's now
2007,
4,000.
2006,
Exactly.
mid this year is now 4,000,
4,000.
ranging between 3,800,
4,000.
4,000.
Exactly.
And you would agree with us that housing is one thing that everybody hopes to have. I
Yes.
hope to build, I hope to build. But we also realize the fact that most people who wants to build, they've not actually gone into the project because they have not been able to connect to the right people to help them achieve their project's goal
Exactly.
because of the stories they've had
They've had.
over the time. And this is why I'm happy that I'm currently connecting with the executive director of Seed Engineering, and this man has his trademark on several projects. And so, follow us as I take you through on a tour on this project. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so sir, you're going to be taking us forward so that we can understand your project
All
fully.
right. Let's
Okay, so we're taking a
watch the
tour.
ground.
So, sir, how long is this project? How old is
Um,
this project?
this project is less than 4 months old.
Less than
Less than
four
four
months
months.
old. Wow, this
Yes.
is beautiful. This is beautiful. I notice your foundation is high. Why?
Yes. Okay. I did that for obvious reasons.
Okay.
If you check the main road that leads us to this
The
place, the
topography.
topography is kind of higher than this street.
Okay.
So we don't know what tomorrow holds. They
True.
may come tomorrow and want to make grade this road or do this road. They increase the present level.
Wow,
So at
true.
that point, we don't want to be having problems of our foundation is
Not the
eating into the road
future.
and then we now have start having flooding problems. So I
Definitely.
always make my foundations higher,
Beautiful.
even if it's expensive, but on the long run, it pays off.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, come what may, you know you are safe. There's no
Beautiful.
way you're gonna have flooding problems like
Okay. And
this.
also your German floor, the thickness of your German floor.
Yes. This particular project we did 4 inches.
4 inches.
Yes, and as well as in addition to that, we also did plinth beam. You would see
I
our
can see it
beam
all
running
around.
around, what they
Yeah.
call chaining.
Yeah.
So we did all this to ensure that our structure is stable and it's firm.
But
So
most people don't do chain. Why
most
did you
people
decide to
don't
do
do it.
chain?
Probably people don't do it because of the cost effect. People that don't do it, the reason why they don't do it is because of the cost.
So
It's expensive.
what's the
But
advantage of the chain
I
beam?
did it to kind of strengthen the foundation.
Okay.
For instance, for this height, if I didn't do that plinth beam,
Yeah.
during filling, you will discover that your walls
Cra-
are cracking
Pulling
and they are
over.
giving ways.
Yeah.
And if you start having problems like that from the onset, it may go on and affect you later on.
Beautiful.
So I did this before I did the filling.
Wow.
So that way, this foundation is about 8 coach from ground.
Wow. 8 coach
Yes,
from
8 coach from ground.
wow.
You can imagine if you want to feel that
Yeah.
height without your plinth beam, you're going to run into problems.
Wow.
So that was one of the reasons why I did that, and also to also control groundwater as
Okay.
well. Although we don't have challenges like that in
This
this region,
environment.
but it's just as a factor of safety.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, let's move in. So I think we are all enjoying our tour right now. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my tour, coupled with the education. So if you are building and you have not done this on your site, please ensure you consider such. All right.
Yeah.
So where are we?
This is our ante room.
Okay, the answer.
Yes, this is our main entrance. From the
Okay.
main entrance, the first space you come into
Yeah.
is our ante room.
All right.
Yeah. So as a trademark, all my projects, I always put one thing in front. That is, the space should be well aerated
Okay.
and it should be well lighted. So you can see we have cross ventilation windows here.
Yes.
Yeah. So even when you are not putting on your air condition in the afternoon, you are sure to get cool environment and space down here.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So this is our living area. This is our living room. You can see the place is also massive and well aerated as well. Yeah.
So this is dining.
Yes, this is our dining space. Yeah. Over here is our kitchen. It's our kitchen and our open store area.
In the kitchen.
Yes. My clients wanted an open space. You know, the conventional way is to have a store, a door, and others. My clients want it open, and so we have.
It's more like a bar.
Exactly. So
It's more like a bar.
that kind of stuff. So there's a room down here. Please watch the ground. Yeah, this is our laundry space.
The laundry.
Yeah, our laundry room.
Okay.
Yeah. Then this is a room. It has a walk-in closet. We're going to have our wardrobes right here, a dressing mirror and everything. Then this is the convenience for this room. So there's our guest room is no downstairs, but from the other end.
Okay. So I mean, we have 2 rooms.
Yeah, we have 2 rooms downstairs. We have 2 rooms downstairs. Yeah, this is our guest room, and the idea behind putting our guest room this close to the main entrance, it's so you don't have your guests go through your house before they get to where they are going to lay their head. So for privacy also,
Yeah.
because it's possible you have visitors that you are not used to. You don't want them to have an idea of how
But you want to,
but you want to keep them through the night.
Yeah.
So from the ante room, it just comes straight to their room. Yeah.
All right.
So that's about that for the ground floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a design right here on your stairs.
Yes. My client wanted spiral,
Okay.
spiral staircase, but we didn't have enough room for that. But I promised her that I was going to give her that spiral effect.
That look.
Yes. So when I was designing the staircase, I had to incorporate that into it.
Wow.
So it gives you that
So you can see
that effect of going round.
Yeah.
So that's it. As
So
against,
you notice I observed.
yes.
I noticed that on time. That was fine. This staircase is not the usual.
Yeah, it's different.
We see. Okay.
Yeah. So on your landing, you have a family lounge.
Okay.
This is our family lounge. We're going to have sets of chairs, media wall, and all that here. Then, so leading from this family lounge, we have entrance to all the rooms here. So, it's one of the rooms. All our rooms are bigger than the conventional size. These rooms are 4 meters by 4 meters.
4 meters by 4 meters. Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
So these are our wardrobe areas.
Okay.
And then we have balcony. So every member of the family can sit and relax here and have good time. You can have a mini party here as well.
Of course.
You can host friends and all that. Then there's another room here. Yeah. Then there's convenience. There's walk-in closets that way.
Interesting.
And these are our master's bedroom. Yeah.
Wow.
This is massive. this is
This is 3 bedroom.
I'm telling you.
This room alone is a 3 bedroom.
This whole space happens to be the closet
Oh,
for this room. You can see this is bigger than some
of
rooms
course.
even. And then we have our master's convenience. We're going to have jacuzzi, we'll have WC, we'll have our vanity and all that in here.
Interesting.
So that's one interesting thing about this project. Looking at it from the outside, you would
Yeah.
think it's a small building.
Of course, that's
But the
true.
elements, the elements inside are actually big.
That's true.
Yeah, the rooms are bigger than the conventional OK size. And then as a plus for our master's bedroom,
Yeah.
we have a balcony.
Right there.
Yeah, so from here he can sit in the cool of the day and just have good time.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, you can come this way, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, so if you have ever laid a foundation, if you ever bought one block and a bag of cement, and then try to mobilize workers on your site, then you would know that this man deserves an accolade. Yeah, as a project manager, we realize the fact that there are factors that have hindered the progress of several projects. And one of them is bringing together the right project team to work with you. That means you must have the ability to manage people. You must have the ability to manage finance. There are people who knows the job as engineers, but they lack the ability to manage finance. So so they saw 5 million and then you just thought that it was time to run away.
Exactly.
And some saw 2 million and they just thought that, man, it was time to buy a car. Forgotten about the fact that there was a project
Exactly.
that the money is meant for. And this is why uh, I know that with all sincerity from my heart, I must congratulate um, this young man for achieving this feat from foundation to this level. And they are done with the parapet.
Yes, we are
So that
done.
means distance time we should be expecting the roofing.
Next week we are installing our roof.
All right. So
From
that
next
means by next week, I'll be bringing out, giving you updates on the current state of this project. And so, sir, you said with about 16.5 million naira, considering the current
The
prices,
current
price
yeah.
of materials right now, we can have. So that means give or take, if all things being equal, we're not praying for the prices of things to go up, but we are Nigerians and we speak reality.
Yeah.
If our government can come out and tell us, oh, that we don't know how the prices of gas is going up and it's not in our hands, then that means the prices of cement and rods and okay, right, sir. I want to ask you a question. What are the stages that you went through from foundation to this
Okay.
phase?
That's a very good question. You know, for some persons, they have the minds to do a project like this,
Yes,
but
sir.
when they hear the lump sum,
Yes, sir.
that is why most times when a client asks me how much I go take with this, I can just tell them, no worry, it starts from where you are. You get. So the first things first is to acquire the land,
Okay.
and then of course we did a design.
Okay.
In the stage of design, that's another thing I would like to just talk
Chip
a
one or
little
two things.
about. Yeah,
Beautiful.
you see, during the design phase, the client should be able to communicate what he has in mind
Mm.
with whoever is doing the design, either an architect or an engineer. and make all the corrections at the design stage.
Mm.
For this project, for instance, I happen to do the design myself,
Okay.
and in that stage there was a lot of back and
I
forth,
thought
back and
I
forth.
don't want this.
My
Take it off.
clients will want this, and I'll tell him, no, let's do it this way. We made all the corrections there.
Mm.
And I keep telling my clients, at the design stage, correction is free. But when
Mm.
you start construction,
Yeah,
for
because you have to
every
remove one block.
correction, it's costing you. You get. So I tell clients, make sure you understand the design.
Yeah.
Tell your engineer or your architect to dimension whatever he's sending to you so that
Yeah.
you can relate it to real life.
Yeah.
I'll tell my clients this room is 3.5 or 3.6 or 4 meters by 5 meters.
Yeah.
Draw tape wherever you are.
Of course.
Know how big the room
Very
is
true.
so that you can
Imagine
imagine it
the size of what
exactly
you are seeing on the
on
paper
the paper
as obtainable in
in
reality.
reality, so that you don't get to this point and you are saying, this room is small, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, but did you see the design? And so make sure you agree with whatever it is you want and be okay with the flow,
Okay.
how one room leads to another, how one
Mm.
space leads, and be okay with it before you start
The project.
the project. So once you are done with that, the next thing, of course, is to get your foundation done. We did our pegging, as we usually call it. We did our setting out, and then we excavated. We did our blinding, which they call pouring.
Yeah.
Then we started laying blocks. For this particular project, we did about 8 coach.
Wow.
Like I was saying earlier, because of the height I was looking forward to achieving. And then we did our plinth beam, which they call, which all of us refer to as chaining, so that the building can be in one piece.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that in itself is a milestone.
Mm.
When you are done with the foundation, some
Yeah.
persons after foundation, they go
Just
and
gonna
relax,
rest.
recuperate, come back, then do their
Pick it up
filling,
from there.
do filling, and do German floor.
Yeah.
After your German floor, that in itself is another milestone.
Mm.
But if you have the money to do your first and second milestone, which is the block
Foundation.
work, the
Yeah.
filling, and the German
Yeah.
floor, you have the money to do it once. You can go ahead do that once. Then once you are done with that, the next
Phase.
milestone becomes from your German
DPC.
floor down to your either
Lintel.
your window level or your lintel level. But I suggest personally just take it to lintel because it's block work. So you
Yeah.
just
Yes.
do the marathon straight to lintel. Lintel, it's another it's
I thought we are
another
buying road.
stage that you have to
Let me tell you a
relax.
story. I once supervised a project with an engineer. The client hates road. If the client hears
Road.
ro-
He's scared already because he's
the client
multiplying the numbers.
he hates road. He doesn't want to hear road. He don't if it's possible. There was a picture that went viral on Twitter, I guess, where they used bamboo in
Yes.
place of road.
Somebody
You,
sent
you
me
saw
that.
it, right?
Somebody sent me that picture.
Where you should this client I'm talking about would even prefer if you don't tell me anything about
Go and
road.
use bamboo
Road
instead.
road can be you can
Yeah.
continue, sir.
So lintel level, it's another milestone. So if you have the money, you take your building to your lintel level, then go ahead, do all your chaining. And when you are doing, I recommend this. If you are doing your lintel, ensure, try as much as possible to connect all your walls together. See,
Mm.
the purpose of this beam, it's not just to say, okay, fine, we are at lintel level now, so that they put on, let's
Yeah.
just put on board. There was a particular project I came into the project after the roofing had been done,
Wow.
and they found out that they did a 28 feet roof,
Wow.
feet height roof for a bungalow, and all the walls were just tearing.
Hmm.
Why? Because they did the beam, lintel beam, stop at one point,
Yeah.
continue and stop at the other point, and then you are
Yeah.
leaving gaps. Forgetting that when your roof load is acting on the building, it
Yes.
tends to shear your building apart. And so, if your beam is not there to put the building together, it tends to shear apart, and
Open
then you
it.
start seeing cracks.
Hmm.
So this can be avoided if only at that construction time you
Yeah.
just take the extra pin, buy the extra 3, 4, 5 length of rod,
Yeah.
do all the connecting together.
Together.
That way you can be rest assured that
Hmm.
you have eliminated cracks,
Hmm.
unless it's other factors that arises.
Yeah.
So once we are done with that, then of course we put our additional blocks.
Of course.
And then another thing people do to save cost anyway when they are doing a story building like this, when it's time for decking,
Yes.
they take all the internal blocks, put three coach on top of all the internal blocks,
Yeah.
then the surrounding block they put just two coach.
Yeah.
To me, that is not the right practice.
Okay.
Normal, from your structural design of your building, you are supposed to see the internal walls that should have beam running on them.
Okay.
Because ideally, your slab, that's your decking
The
slab
decking
now,
slab.
is meant to rest on beam.
Yeah.
Your beam is supposed to transfer the load from the slab to the column. Your block walls are not supposed to bear load.
Interface.
You get,
Weight.
yes. So person just do all the internal block, three coach, and at the end, the only where they have beam is just at the surrounding. Then the inside, you're allowing it to suffer. So for this particular project, we almost all the walls
Wow.
had the beam. If you go around, you see it. So we did beam. That of course increased the cost of decking a little, but I told the clients overall it will pay off.
Of course.
That way you are sure that your building it's
Safe.
solid, it's safe, it can withstand
Can bear the
whatever
test of
load
time.
you are putting on it. So that is that. After that, we get our decking done, and then we came to this upfloor. So for upfloor, once you have done your decking, you may want to relax because your decking will actually suck a lot from you. You want to relax.
All right, so let me take you to cast this decking. To cast this decking.
Yeah.
How much will it cost us? Because I know that a client will need this service.
Okay. For this particular decking.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This particular decking costed us about 4.4 million.
Considering the price
of material
then,
as
right?
at then.
About 4.4
million.
About 4.4.
Yes.
So give or take, we can still achieve it with about 4.6, 4.8 right now.
Right now, yes.
Right
yes.
now. All right, thank you for that information, sir. I know some persons would actually need. There's some people who have abandoned their project and they run away.
Yeah.
So please note that right now. All right, sir.
So once you're done, allow the decking to achieve. Okay, we are taught theoretically. Concrete achieve its strength after 28 days.
28 days.
Yes. Some persons may be in a hurry, and after 1 week they want to continue. What I just tell them: ensure that you're supporting your bamboos, you still leave them intact, so that the weight will not be on the beam that has not achieved its complete strength. So allow time for it to gain its strength. Then you start with the up work. Then you do your up forming. Then from your up forming to up lintel level is another milestone. The same thing that happened downstairs replicates itself. Your up pillars and lintel is another milestone.
I noticed you chained them all around.
Yes, I did all the walls.
You can see the walls yourself. They're all chained.
Yeah. And mind you, for clients, when your engineer is telling you do this, please just try and listen. Pay the extra sacrifice and get it done. If you tell the engineer you don't want it, some will agree, some will not. Persons like me, I will never agree not
of
to.
Course.
I will find my way to convince you to ensure that we get it done. You get, because overall, on the long run, it will pay you off.
Of course.
Imagine having to start fighting cracks when you're already living in the building.
I think this should be a very, very quick information for clients. So imagine someone who have the ability to pull out 4 million naira for a project, and then the engineer is advising for an extra 50,000.
It's always within that range. you get.
And an engineer, you have the ability to carry out a project of 4 million naira, and the engineer is saying,
let's do this.
Can we add this to it this way? It will only cost us additional 50,000. I think, in our own best interest, I think you should listen.
Yeah.
I think you should listen. All right. Then afterwards, we have the 3 coaches.
Yeah, the 3 coach.
And then the parapet.
Outer 2 coach, inner 3 coach. The reason why outer is 2 because your parapet beam makes up for the 3rd coach. Then we install our parapet, and that's the stage we are now. So the next thing is roofing. Roofing woodwork will commence next week, Monday.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so very much. Lastly, I have one question. I've heard that once we are done with our decking, for example, we did our decking yesterday.
Yeah.
So people go to water it. They go to sprinkle water.
Okay. Yes, the reason why they do that is to avoid if you don't do that and you subject it to just
Dew.
sun,
Yeah.
you'll find cracks
Okay.
on the decking.
Yeah.
It's not like it has anything to do with the
Okay.
strength of
Okay.
so it's just to achieve
Smoothness on the
smoothness,
decking.
make it dry, let it absorb water so that it can gain its strength fast.
Okay.
Just like in school those days when we are doing tests for cubes,
Yeah.
we normally soak them in water
Yeah.
because the thing is when they are receiving water, it tends to aid them in achieving their strength
Faster.
faster.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
This day, like it's noon right now. This day, I remain your project manager plug, and with me is the executive director of Seed Engineering. Thank you so very
Thank
much,
you very much,
and God
sir, for
bless you.
coming around.
Thank
God
you so
bless you,
very
sir.
much.